The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have a very special guest for you today from South Africa. As a matter of fact, from the Johannesburg area in Bedfordview, South Africa, Tanya Sakota. Tanya, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Timothy, and yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking. You know, I was doing my due diligence on you and I saw some of the homes that you listed. Now, I'm in the States, of course, and most of my listeners know I'm in West Palm Beach. It can be all over the place as far as prices go, just depending on where you live. Is it similar there? I saw some of your listings. They're amazing. You know, they're beautiful. The architecture obviously is somewhat different than what I'm used to. Tell me a little bit about who your target market is on listings.
Okay, so I am an agent that focuses on the luxury portfolio in the Bedfordview area predominantly. I'm dealing with luxury homes. So, 10, 12 million Rand, which is, how much is that? Does that work out in dollars? It's 17 to the dollar. So, yeah, so it's, it's,
I don't know.
buying a lot of, you're buying a lot of house for your buck. So I'm focusing on the luxury end of the market. So my average price range sale would probably be around the 5 to 6 million Rand.
Okay.
Top sale that I did last year was 15 million. So yeah, my market is focused on the luxury end. A lot of homes in the area that are in secure estates and golfing estates. So that's what the current trends are, and because of security reasons and the ease of the lock up and go, and the lifestyle estates are very popular in the country and in my area that I'm working in.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Tanya, I have to ask you, since you started actually flipping homes, which is exciting to most of us, obviously, those of us in real estate, do you still do any flips?
Not as regularly as I used to, but if I do come upon a good property, then I'll kind of think about it and if it's worth my while. But the market hasn't really been conducive to flipping homes of late. So it's you got to get the good, you got to buy well in order to make it work. So I haven't done any of those recently.
Gotcha. So tell me about obviously it sounds like, are you a solopreneur, or do you have a team that you work with, or how does that work in your office at Remax?
Okay, so I'm with Remax One in Bedfordview, and the broker owner there is Ian Ross. He's an absolute gem. So I work on my own. I'm a sole agent, I'm a sole proprietor, and I have my own company under the Remax One brand. I have a brilliant assistant, Joanna. She is phenomenal. She's my right-hand lady. She's actually a qualified architect as well. So wow. Yes, absolutely. So she does all my back office and all my admin and all my, preparations, and, helps me with my setting up of photographers, etc., so that it frees me up to run with the clients and to close the deals, where my strengths lie, and with the negotiation is where I like to focus on. So I also have a rental lady, Christina, that I'm mentoring at the moment, and then of course I have the rest of my team, which is my attorneys, my bond originator, and carries on.
Sure. Well, it sounds like you're building quite the team there, and truthfully, it's so important to surround yourself with quality people like that. I can only imagine how smoothly things are running for you. It sounds like a great team. Congratulations there.
Thank you. Absolutely, I won't go without them.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell me about your plans. And when I say that, I think icons of real estate, or people who are very successful in their field, always have a plan, right? They're always forward thinking, I guess, what we'd call it. Well, so what does the next 1, 3, or 5 years look like for Tanya?
Phew, real
I got you on that one. You're like, okay, all right.
real estate is ever changing. So just as you think you've got a plan in mind and you're on this road, something happens and you turn right, and then something better is waiting for you out there. So of course I've got my goals and I've got, things in mind, but I'm a firm believer in go with the flow and go where your energy takes you. And, if you're overthinking things, especially in a career like real estate, you can't be overthinking and over planning. Of course, you've got to have your plans, but you've also got to go where you're drawn to go towards, So possibly increasing my team and getting more players. I'm very big on my social media, so I need to, but there's still a lot of room for growth there. It certainly is the way to go now, and a lot of agents in our country are still learning, those ropes, and I would highly recommend that they focus on getting their social media marketing up to standard, because that is where the future lies. So yeah, certainly I'd love to, I've been featured in the New York City Journal. I've been featured on many other international platforms. So putting my name out there, I think is what I'm planning to do. And yeah, basically
Fantastic.
become bigger and better and improve and never stop learning.
Yeah, never stop learning. I think that's definitely great advice. I'm going to put that on your thumbnail for the show. Never stop learning. Advice from Tanya.
Thank you.
So if I were to come down to your area in Bedfordview, and we were to have tea or a drink of choice, and just relaxing, talking, and Francois, and we're enjoying the day, right? And I were to say, hey, you know what, Tanya, I have a magic wand in my hand, and I can solve any of your day-to-day issues that you may have right now. Are you in utopia, as far as sales go, or do you have day-to-day issues that maybe there were things that we could solve for you? Or is there anything like that going on?
Got some good questions here.
I'll tell you what, I know one of them. It's the same for everybody. I wish I had more time. That's what everybody always says.
I wish you could wave the magic wand and have every buyer that phone me qualified, and have people put down a healthy deposit before I sit in my car and drive them around. I know I'm asking for the impossible, but you did say you had a magic wand, didn't you?
The magic wand, yeah, that is the impossible. But gosh, you know what? I may have something for that, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, that is an issue. I mean, our everyone's time's valuable, and unfortunately, not everybody respects that time. That's how I feel. That's not you saying that, but that's me saying that, and I can say that. I do understand that. And spending the time taking people around can cost time, and time is money, and resources. So yeah, you definitely want qualified buyers and qualified individuals when looking out, especially in the luxury market, right? I mean, there are plenty of people that want to be in the luxury market as buyers, right? But don't necessarily understand the luxury market and or qualify for the luxury market, even in that matter.
Yes, and even after 20 years, I mean, you think you've been around the block and you've got this, and the one buyer that you think won't let you down does. So yeah, you can only do it so much. And people that I know well have unfortunately not come to the table, so to speak, when the deal starts closing, and they promise you the world. So anyway, but that's, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt and move on. And I think after, as I said, 20 years in real estate, you kind of work out who to spend your energies on at the end of the day, and where to go, and what to do and what not to do. So
perfect. Yeah, that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. So tell me about, I guess one of the major questions. Now I'm going to be kind of that homer head here that lives in the States, right? And who knows nothing about the outside world, even though I've been to other countries, but I've never been to Johannesburg. I've never been to South Africa. Tell me about how you find your target market in your area. I know how, I might do it. It might be the same exact thing. I know you said you do a lot of social media advertising, and I saw in your promo video, you have a lot of signage in the community, right? What else? And you bake bread, which I thought was awesome.
That's a very good breed.
Yeah, it looks that way. But tell me about how you seem like a very boots on the ground person, right? Well, tell me how you find new clients there.
Okay, so one of the most important things that you need to keep in mind as a real estate agent, if you want to make it and make it big, you've got to be networked. And if you're not networked, you're at a huge disadvantage. So your network is your cell phone, is your area, is your suburb. Be seen in the suburb. That's where I'm getting all my work from, is people that have bought and sold from me over the years in real estate. And you've got to be at the gym, and you've got to be seen to be doing things. You've got to contribute to your community. When there's drive for this going or drive for that, you've got to be involved, you've got to give, you've got to attend all the golf days and all the charity events, etc., and help as much as you can as an agent, and be seen as a community member before they see you as an agent. So once you've got your name out there, the father and the son and the daughter and the cousin and the neighbor across the road will all trust you. So that's one of the biggest things in real estate, is you've got to be trustworthy, and you've got, people have got to trust you. You're dealing with their biggest assets. So,
Right.
if you've got that down to a T, and you networked, once again, that's where all your business is coming from. So people that have bought from you will recommend you. And a lot of my stuff and a lot of my business comes from recommendations. So that, I think, speaks for itself.
Yeah, so you get a lot of referrals from previous clients. So
Yes.
tell me about Bedfordview, or and is that your sphere of homes and network there in Bedfordview? Not knowing the area, of course, or is it all of Johannesburg area, or is it simply just as far as luxury market goes? Is it simply that area?
Okay, so my core focus is the greater Bedfordview area, which consists of Bedfordview being around 4,500 homes, tends to Senderwood, St Andrews, Bedford Park, and I touch on a bit of Linksfield. They're all neighbouring suburbs, and they're all more or less in a similar kind of price range. The same kind of families would want to buy in that area. We have 4 or 5 of the top schools, private schools in the area, which draws a lot of the buyers and sellers into the area. It's a big area. I can't tackle it on my own, and I am the first agent to say that you've got to focus on an area. 1,000 houses in an area is what your farm area should be, and you can't spread yourself too thin.
Yeah.
However, that's key. However, with the larger area that I'm running, I tend to focus more on the full title properties instead of the sectional title properties. So that also reduces, the area as such. But it's an upmarket area. Yeah, we have quite a variety of people living in the area, but all with similar interests. And as I said, the schools being the main interest in the area. We're also 10 minutes from the Oliver Tambo International Airport, which makes it quite interesting for people. They travel a lot. They want to be near to the airport. We're possibly 10, 12 minutes away from the hub of Sandton CBD, which is, right on our doorstep. So it's actually a very, very central area to live in and to buy in. So that's the other draw card, with my area. I've lived here for 35 years as well.
Wow.
Going on. So
I think you're lying. You're not that old. Come on. Come on.
No, I definitely am. So, I'm known in the area, I'm networked in the area, and I think that's also important. You've got to focus on the area that people know you. You've got to work in your area where you're seen, where you're sitting at the coffee shop, supporting local business. You're doing all of that.
Yeah, I think 100%, no matter where you are, knowing the area is what I call, being a native of the area, and understanding the ins and outs, and how to get from point A to point B without having the high traffic, things like that. A lot of, at least where I'm at, a lot of new agents come into the area and they don't know those things, right? Maybe they're 25 years old or 30 years old, and HDTV told them all they have to do is drive around and wave at people by the beach, and they'll sell $10 million homes. When the reality is when a family moves into the area and they're going to buy a $10 million home, they want to know everything. right?
Yes.
You just don't buy $10 million homes based on, that's a nice town.
And as a real estate agent, you're not just a salesperson. You're
Right.
absolutely, you're more than just a salesperson. I've gone and handing over a house, you recommend dentists, doctors, hairdressers. It's being in the area. You've actually, and people want that. They want that extra personal touch as well.
Yeah, you're a resource, right? You're a resource to the community.
Exactly. And so please, because you live in the area as well, so people trust that the area, you understand the area, and that also draws clients to you.
Yeah, over the 300 plus podcasts that I've done, one thing that I keep hearing that resonates over and over is it's interesting. It makes total sense, and it took me until I was late in age to figure this out. But my clients become my friends, and not because I don't have any friends. It's not that, but it's because exactly what you said, Tanya. You become an asset, and that's what friends are, right? They're an asset.
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. All my clients are a phone call away. If they phone me for any other reason, not just to sell or buy, they phone me for advice. What should I do? And this is, and it's nice to know that they trust you enough to ask you and go with your advice. So,
Well, Tanya, how would someone get in touch with you or find you?
well, I'm on Instagram under Tanya Sakota Luxury Listings. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can go onto my website. If you Google Tanya Sakota Luxury Listings, you'll get all my details on the RE/MAX website. Yeah, I'm sure you'll put them down at the bottom of the podcast as well.
I will annotate everything on there to find you. As I do, I always say I'm the DJ and you're the hit record, and so, I'm just spinning the hit tunes. Take us out, tell us what's either on your heart, your mind, your soul. It doesn't have to be about real estate. It can be about life. It could be anything that you like, but take us out and share with us some positive knowledge.
I live my life that with one thing in mind, is everything happens for a reason. So just as you think you're traveling down this terrible road and you don't know what you're going to do, and I've been through this, where about 3 years ago, my entire career came tumbling down because of circumstances that were beyond my control. And it was, with hindsight, the best thing that could have happened to me, because I took control and I believed in myself and I made it happen. So believing in yourself and making things happen, I think you've got to keep that in mind. And there's an opportunity around every corner. And first and foremost, you've got to respect yourself enough to walk away from people that don't serve you anymore. I think that resonates with me quite strongly. If it doesn't serve you anymore, walk away from it. If a door shuts in your face, it's happened for a reason, because there's a bigger and better opportunity out there for you.
Well, that's sage advice. I love it. That's fantastic, Tanya. Thank you so much for being on the program today. I look forward to checking in with you over the next 3, 6, 9 months, see how things are going.
Absolutely.
And definitely I'll be getting in touch with you and getting some information from you. But have a great week. Have a great rest of the month, and have a great new year.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you too, Tim. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tanya.